To Pastor Bobby, to Reverend Lawrence, and to all of you on the platform, and to those of you that are here, it's a pleasure to be here in this place that has meant so much to me and so much to my life. This place that for over 5 decades has been sending out a message to transform people's lives around the globe that says, tough times never last, but tough people do. This place for over 5 decades that remind us that success never ends. This place that has empowered people and reminded us of the words of L.C. Robinson, who said, things may happen around you and things may happen to you, but the really most important things are the things that happen in you. This place, for over 5 decades, remind us of the words of Ralph Waldo Emerson, who said, what lies before us and what lies behind us is of small consequence to what lies within us. This place, for over 5 decades, that's been ahead of its time. Give yourselves a round of applause for changing people's lives. Come on, you can do better than that. I want you to think about 3 major goals that you'd like to achieve. One of the things I love so much about this ministry is that it has been an inspiring force in my life for many years. I want you to think about 3 major goals. Number 1, a personal goal. Think about that. My first personal goal was to buy my mother a home. I'm adopted. I'm one of 7 children that Mrs. Mamie Brown adopted. She was one. She only had a 3rd grade education, but she wanted to raise children. She never had any herself. I was one of those 7. And Mama did domestic work on Miami Beach. She cleaned homes and cooked for families. And we ate the food left over from the families that she cooked for. And we wore the hand-me-down clothes of the children that she kept. And when we were in those big, beautiful mansions, I would say, Mama, and she said, what is it, boy? I say, when I become a man, I'm going to buy you a big, beautiful home just like this. How many of you have somebody special you like to do something for? Raise your hands, please. And I bought Mama a home, 4 homes before she passed. And I was very excited about that. I'm going to share with you how you can make that dream happen for someone that you care about. And now I want you to think about a financial freedom number. What number that once you earn that amount, that you will have a feeling of relief, that it will alleviate a lot of stress in your life. People say money won't make you happy, but everybody want to find out for themselves. A friend of mine, Rita Davenport, said money ain't important, but it's right up there with oxygen. So I want you to think about a financial freedom number. And as you pull that up in your mind, I want you to expand that 100 times. I have found that most people fail in life not because they aim too high and miss, but most people did like I did for a major part of my life. I aimed too low and hit. And now, I want you to think about your social contribution. What will be different because you showed up? Horace Mann said we should be ashamed to die until we've made some major contribution to humankind. One of the goals I have is teaching people that they're more powerful than cancer. I've been doing that for 15 years because 15 years ago I was diagnosed with prostate cancer and given a 2 to 3 year prognosis. I believe that doctors should never tell someone they're terminally ill. What they should say is that my ability to help you has terminated. Now you need to find some other options. And then I discovered that in the beginning of 2011, I beat cancer so bad 15 years ago it came back. And I was shocked. My PSA was over 1,500, which stands for prostate-specific antigen. And how many of you know when you have goals, things are going to happen to you? Raise your hands, please. You have goals, things are going to happen. There are people who have lost their homes, in foreclosure right now. People who have been laid off. People who have lost their 401k, lost their retirement. People who thought about retiring and now they have to start all over again. Life has caught them on the blind side. When you have goals and dreams, think it not strange that you'll face the fiery furnaces of this world. You will, not you might, you will have tribulations. And so there I was in Florida Hospital, had these goals and dreams of training 10,000 voices of hope, 10,000 voices of everyday people, teaching them how to become strategic, experiential storytellers that transform people's lives. And the doctor looked at me and said, Mr. Brown, you have cancer of the spine, and the cancer has eaten 40% of your T1 vertebrae. And I remember when Dr. Julie Van Putt, my life partner and business partner, said, how are you doing? I said, I'm doing all right. And I was thinking that night of how I was going to deal with it, and came in the next day at Florida Hospital and saw Dr. Stone, and I said, listen, I know I have cancer of the spine. Tell me what we have to do. He said, well, it's not just there. I said, what are you talking about? Well, you have it in risk, your pelvic area, your right collarbone, and 8 different areas. I said, what stage am I? 3rd stage, 4th stage? It's metastasized. And they started treatment. And then as I was fighting the cancer, the side effects caused me to gain a lot of weight. And then I became type 2 diabetic. Now I'm fighting cancer and type 2 diabetes. And then I started having hot flashes from the medication. Late at night, I put the cover on, I take the cover off. I put the cover on, I take the cover off. I started feeling like Mother Teresa. She said, Lord, I know you know how much I can bear. I just wish you'd have so much confidence in me. It is amazing how spiritual you become when you think you're about to leave here. I was sleeping with the Bible, the Holy Quran, and the Kabbalah. I increased my tithes by 35%. It's called life. As you think about your goals and your dreams, let us say together, it's possible. And as you have your goals and dreams, as you hold them in mind, here's something I want to suggest to you. Expect the unexpected and handle it. Handle it. Life will have a lot of surprises for you. It's catch you on the blind side. And don't go around telling everybody. 80% don't care, and 20% glad as you. It's called life, and you have to suck it up. And don't say, why did this have to happen to me? Why not you? Who would you suggest? It's called life, and you have to handle it. You have to deal with it. And here's something else. As you think about your goals and dreams, ladies and gentlemen, it's not easy. I love the Beatitudes. Blessed are they which do hunger and thirst after righteousness, for they shall be filled. You want your goal? It's got to be a hunger. It's got to be a deep down resolve that's non-negotiable, that you're going to make it, that you're going to overcome it, that what has happened to you, it's not going to define you. You've got to stand up within yourself, and you've got to tell your mind what to think. Most of us go through life being hostages to our mind. I was a terrorist in my own life. I was putting myself in the grave, and I had to stop and said, listen, stop. Everybody say with me right now, no matter how bad it is, or how bad it gets, I'm going to make it. Yeah, you have to resolve and speak to yourself and talk to yourself, and that's what I had to do as I was gaining weight. That's what I had to do as I was looking at a whole table full of medication. I said, my God, is this my future? You have to stand up and fight for what it is you want. I saw a quote once that grabbed me. It said that life is a fight for territory. And once you stop fighting for what you don't want will automatically take over. And you have a dream, you've got to fight for the dream. You have a dream, you've got to stand your ground. You have a dream, you've got to resolve within yourself, no matter how bad it is or how bad it gets, I'm going to make it. Let us say together, it's hard. How many of you know it's hard to start all over again? Raise your hands, please. How many of you know it's hard when you go through foreclosure? The first home I bought for my mother, it went into foreclosure. I'll never forget praying all night saying, God, how could this happen to me? I don't do drugs. I'm not trying to rob people. I just want to take care of my mother. How could you let this happen to me? I remember being up all night saying, give me a sign that you're real. Let me know that you're real. Let me be able to save this home for my mother. I remember all night I prayed and I was reading scripture. And the next day when they knocked on the door, and I came outside and I said to the man, I said, I'm standing on his word, holding the Bible. He said, no problem, Mr. Brown, just stand out on the sidewalk if we take this furniture out. Oh my God! Oh my. I'll never forget when we moved from this beautiful home I'd purchased for my mother and had to go back to Liberty City to the roach-infested house I moved her out of. And I was unloading the truck, and I was crying and feeling stupid and humiliated. And the neighbors looking, I said, Mamie, y'all back? Yes, what happened? Leslie didn't do a title search, and they're foreclosed on the home. And I was crying and feeling defeated. And she said, Leslie? I said, yes, ma'am. She said, boy, take the furniture off the truck. I said, Mama, I feel so stupid. She said, Leslie, hold your head up. I said, Mama, I'm so embarrassed. She said, hold your head up, boy. You have nothing to be ashamed of. Take that furniture in the house. And when I went in the house, the roaches were playing bid whist and saying, Mamie's back, we're going to have sweet potato pie. But something I learned, Mama said, keep your head up. And I kept my head up as we took the furniture in the house. And when she pushed my head up, I saw a new house. When she pushed my head up, I saw us getting out of there. When she pushed my head up, I saw that this was just a temporary situation. Charles Udall said in life, you will be faced with a series of God-ordained opportunities, brilliantly disguised as problems and challenges. Let us say together, keep your head up. Yeah, so you got to keep your head up. Things are always going to happen in life. No tests, no testimony. And as you look at your life, it's hard. It's hard pulling yourself together. It's hard keeping your spirits up. It's hard when you go through a divorce from someone that you love very much. It's hard when you just have to start all over again. And I learned something from that experience. Repeat out to me, please. If you do what is easy, your life will be hard. See, it's easy for us to blame the politicians. It's easy for us to blame the economy. It's easy for us to point fingers at our circumstances. But ultimately, we have three fingers pointed at ourselves. I've learned from this ministry right here the words of Elsie Robinson, who said, things may happen around you and things may happen to you, but the only things that really count are the things that happen in you. I learned from this place right here the words of Ralph Waldo Emerson, who said, what lies before you and what lies behind you is of small consequence to what lies within you. I learned from this place right here, tough times don't last, but tough people do. And I said, I'm tough. I can get through this. Let's say I can get through this. Yes, if you do what is easy, your life will be hard. But if you do what is hard, your life will be easy. Make the tough decisions. Tough decisions are not tough decisions because we don't know the answer. Tough decisions are tough decisions because we know the answer. But most of us don't have the courage to do what we know. Let us say together, I've got greatness in me. Yeah, what I learned in life, that you have something special. You have greatness within you. You have the ability to do more than you can ever begin to imagine. One of the things we teach is 9 principles of greatness. And the number one is each of us can achieve far beyond our horizons and in avenues of life we have never explored. If you'd like to have those 9 principles, you can go to lesbrown.com and download it free. And one of the things that you have to do as you think about your goals and dreams is hold the vision and continue to work on the things that you want to work on, and don't give up. Let us say together, you got to be hungry